Did I teach you photosynthesis? Huh? Mode of nutrition, uncle. We have done that one, right? I think we didn't finish up, Abby. Okay. The next one is evolution, right? Okay, where did we stop in that mode of nutrition? Where did we stop? Macrophagous nutrition, right? Okay. Have we discussed of predation? Have we discussed of it? Predation? Okay. I think I need to revise that part again. Like I told you, that nutrition is a process where organism does what? Organism obtain food substance to nourish their body, right? This nourishment can come in form of, production of new cells, repairing of worn-out tissues, and what? And the replacement of old cells. That is what nutrition is all about. But when it comes to mode of nutrition, organisms obtain their food in different ways. And this mode of nutrition is divided into two. The first one is autotrophic mode of nutrition. And the last one is what? The heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And I told you that in autotrophic mode of nutrition, organisms can make their own food. Abi? Organisms can make their own food. So it means that those organisms are known as autotrophs. Do you understand? They are called what? Autotrophs. And we remember that the autotrophic mode of nutrition is divided into two, right? The photosynthesis, or the photosynthetic nutrition, and what? And chemosynthesis, right? Okay, I was able to finish up that particular photosynthesis. I told you that photosynthesis, the definition, who can define it for me? What's the definition of photosynthesis? Oh, yeah. Definition of photosynthesis. Jesus Christ. What is photosynthesis at this level? You people are shocking me. Okay, photosynthesis can be defined as a process whereby what? Green plants manufacture their food in the presence of what? Sunlight. Abi? And photosynthesis cannot happen just like we are defining. You had green plant, Abi? That green plant is due to the presence of what? Chlorophyll. Abi? Due to the presence of what? Chlorophyll. So without chlorophyll, photosynthesis will not occur, because it is a pigment that helps to trap in what? This solar energy from what? Sunlight, right? Okay. Now, we already know what photosynthesis are, and we gave example. Hello, please. The engineering student, go outside. Go outside and meet him. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, let's continue. So we said that the presence of chlorophyll in those organisms made it possible for them to photosynthesize, Abi? And remember that the chlorophyll helps to trap in solar energy. And the equation of photosynthesis is what? 6CO2 plus what? 6H2O. Then we have what? C6H12O6. Then 6O2, right? Okay. Now, is this equation okay like this? It's okay, right? What happened to it? Okay, so we have to put in sunlight and chlorophyll. So without the sunlight and chlorophyll, this reaction will never what? Occur. The reverse equation of photosynthesis is known as what? Anaerobic. The reverse equation of okay, if we carry the product to the what? Reactant, and carry the reactant to the product, what is it going to give to us? It is an aerobic what? Aerobic respiration. Do you understand? In that case, if you remove O2, that means it becomes what? Anaerobic respiration. But the product will what? Differ. Do you understand? So this is the equation of what? Photosynthesis. What are the examples of photosynthetic organisms? One is green plants. We already know that. Another example, please. Algae is an example. Euglena is also part of what? Part of organisms that can what? Photosynthesize. Then we move over to chemosynthesis. Just like the name implies, chemo and synthesis. It means chemical and what? Making of something through what? Chemical. So it means that it is a process where organisms what? Manufacture their food in the presence of organic or what? Inorganic what? Substance or element, anyone you want to call it. So what are the examples of organisms that can chemosynthesize? We have example like sulfur bacteria, B. We have the nitrogen fixing bacteria. We have nitrifying bacteria too, Abi. Just like the nitrosomonas, we have Rhizobium leguminosarum. This is just the revised work of what I taught last year. Okay? So I said we have nitrosomonas, nitrobacter, azotobacter. Clostridium is also example of what? Chemosynthetic organism. Rhizobium leguminosarum. Where can we find rhizobium? The root what? Nodules of what? Plants. Plants of which type of plant? Legumes, Abi. Okay, so that is for autotrophic mode of nutrition. Then we go into heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and I told you that we have holozoic what? Nutrition. We have saprophytic what? Nutrition. We also have what? Parasitic nutrition. Which other one do we have? Symbiotic what? Nutrition. And the last one, the carnivorous what? Plants. I think we stopped at the holozoic, Abi, where we are able to mention the omnivorous nutrition, the herbivorous, the carnivorous. I don't know where we stopped in that part. Okay, we finished it that day, Abi. Okay, so let's go down to the business. Saprophytic what? Nutrition. Have we written that one? Okay, saprophytic nutrition, subheading. Saprophytic nutrition. Okay, let me explain before we write. Now, when it comes to saprophytic nutrition, it's a type of nutrition between an organism and a substrate. Do you understand? Now, the organism is called what? Saprophyte. The organism is called what? Saprophyte. So, what is saprophytic nutrition? Saprophytic nutrition is a process where organisms feed on dead, decaying organic what? Matter, right? That is saprophytic what? Nutrition. Example of saprophytic nutrition is bread mold and what? Mold. Abi? Sorry, bread mold and bread, right? We have a mushroom and what? Dead tree trunk. Do you understand? We have a lot of saprophytic what? Nutrition. Do you understand? So, what is saprophytic nutrition? When organism feeds on dead, decaying organic matter, it is what we call saprophytic what? Nutrition. And they can undergo what we call extracellular what? Digestion. What is extracellular digestion? Outside. The digestion happens outside the body of the what? Organisms, then they absorb it. So what type of digestion do we exhibit as human? Intracellular, B, because the digestion is within the body of the organism, right? Okay, that is extracellular digestion, which happen in saprophytism. Okay, so I think we are going to write saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. It is a type of nutrition. It is a type of nutrition where organisms known as saprophyte, yes. Saprophytic nutrition It's a process where organism known as saprophyte feeds on dead, decaying organic matter. Feeds on dead, decaying organic matter. Feeds on dead, decaying organic matter. The organic matter is known as the substrate. The organic matter is known as the substrate. The organic matter is known as the substrate. Full stop. Example of saprophytes are mushroom, bread mold. Mushroom, bread mold. Aspergillus. Aspergillus, we put what? ETC. End of teacher's capacity. Aspergillus. Aspergillus. Then we go into parasitic nutrition. I think we need to be very fast. Let's finish up this and move into a new topic. Aspergillus, parasitic nutrition. What is parasitism? Let's start from there. Parasitism, even parasitic nutrition happens also in human. Do you know? Especially in a relationship. That relationship mustn't be between a man and a woman. No. Do you understand? It can be between a man and a man. You know, you can see some guy hailing you, chamo, chamo, all the time. So that something will be coming out of your what? Pocket. But when you run dry and ask them of shishi, they will tell you that their grandmother swallowed shovel yesterday. So they use all their money to what? To cure the grandmother. That is when you will know that you are actually the host and he is the what? Parasite. Do you understand? So when it comes to parasitic nutrition, it's a type of nutrition where the parasite obtains food from another organism known as the what? Host. And afterward cause harm to that particular what? Host. That is wickedness. Do you understand? So that is parasitic what? Nutrition. Example of parasitic nutrition is what? Is between tapeworm and you. Do you understand? Tapeworm obtain fruit from you while you enjoy yourself in the toilet. You know the process, infestation of tapeworm causes what we call teniasis, Abi. One of the symptoms of teniasis is what? Runny stomach. You understand? Okay, so that's one of it. Another parasitic nutrition is between lice and what? Human what? Scab. Abi? Some ladies will know about this. Treatment of lice and the rest. That methylated spirit on a bala. You understand? So the lice and the human scab is an example of what? Parasitic what? Nutrition, where the lice obtain food, and that food is the blood in your head. Do you understand? Another one is chinchi, bed bug, and you again. Do you understand? For some people that don't keep their house neat, you know how it is. How many of you have seen bed bug? Be proud of yourself. That you have seen it doesn't mean that your house is not neat now. Okay, let's continue, please. So this is a type of saprophytic nutrition, and at the end of the saprophytic nutrition, one organism is what? Harmed, and that organism is known as the what? Host. While the one enjoying is known as the what? The parasite, Abi. And the association is called what? Parasitism, right? The nutrition is called what? Parasitic what? Nutrition. So we need to be very fast so that we can go into reproductive system in flower. In plant, yes. Don't let me bust your bubble because we are not going into human. Okay, let's continue, please. Parasitic nutrition. It is a type of nutrition where an organism known as a parasite it is a type of nutrition where an organism known as the parasite obtain food and other benefits from another organism known as the host. From another organism known as the host. From another organism known as the host. And later cause harm to the host organism. And later cause harm to the host organism. And later cause harm to the host organism. Example of these association is between tapeworm, is between tapeworm and the human alimentary canal. Is between tapeworm and human alimentary canal. Comma, lice and the human scalp. Lice and the human scalp. Comma, tick and dog. Then you put etc. We have a lot of examples. Tick and dog, etc. So the next one we are going to talk about is a symbiotic nutrition, and I love that one. This is the kind of friendship I like to be in. You understand? Where if I give you, you give me. Do you understand? A symbiotic what? Association, right? Whereby organisms benefit from what? Each other. Do you understand? One can actually be deriving nutrients from the other one, but the other one may not necessarily be obtaining food, but, actually protecting. For example, in the case of lichen, have you heard of lichen? Lichen is an example of symbiotic association between fungi and what? Algae, right? Between fungi and what? Algae. What is the work of the algae there? Remember that algae contains a green pigment, meaning that algae produces food for the colony, right? Then the fungi now does what? That's not the work, but it fits quite all right. But the work of the fungi is to produce a slimy substance that makes the colony unpalatable to herbivore. That is the first one. The second one is to prevent the colony from what? From desiccation. You know what desiccation means? From drying up. Do you understand? So that is the work. So you can see the fungi is protecting the algae in the colony, while the algae is giving food to the fungi not to die. Abi, this is what we call mutualistic association or mutualistic what? Nutrition. Another one is between sea anemone and the hermit crab. Abi, hermit crab doesn't have any shell, but whenever it sees a shell, an empty shell, it goes into it and protects itself. But in as much as it has that shell for protection, it cannot protect itself very well. So the sea anemone attaches itself on the shell of the what? Of the hermit crab. Do you understand? The hermit crab is a wonderful predator. Do you understand? So it can kill. So once it kills, the food debris is eaten by the what? Sea anemone. Why the sea anemone sting anything that comes near to their colony? So this is what we call a mutualistic what? Association. Do you understand? When you will know whether you are in a mutualistic association with that your guy or your girl, you understand, is when he had that water. You have been given, and one day you say, nah, I'm going to go to them. Let me ask. If the person gives back and tell you, whenever you want, pay back, you know that what? You're actually doing that's what you. But I love that kind of what? Association. So that is it in mutualistic nutrition or symbiotic what? Nutrition. Can we write, please? symbiotic nutrition. It is also called mutualistic association. It is also called mutualistic association. It is also called mutualistic association. It is also called mutualistic association, where two organisms combines to benefit from each other. Combines to benefit from each other. Combine to benefit from each other, especially deriving nutrients, especially deriving what? Nutrients. Example is seen in lynching. Example is lynching, then we have sea anemone and hermit crab. Sea anemone and hermit crab. Sea anemone and what? Sea anemone and hermit crab. Which one do you want me to spell? I should spell C too. Anemone. Anemone. So sea anemone and what? Hermit crab. I should spell hermit too. I should spell Joe. Well, come and force me now. I can hear you very well. Come and force me now. Please, it is not C. I can't go and forgo they go C. The idea correct? Yeah. Hermit is Hermit. Okay? So, now I should spell crab too. Now you can't need the primary one. So let's go on, please. The next one is what? Which association do we still have as in nutrition? Carnivorous what? Plant. Let's go into carnivorous plant. Then we are done with mode of nutrition. Carnivorous what? Plant. Carnivorous plants. Carnivorous plants. So, now when we come to carnivorous plants, why are they called carnivores? Plants that are carnivorous in nature. Most of them, in fact, most of them dwells on what? On insects. They feed on what? Insect. Let me tell you, not as if they are human. They are not. But the problem with carnivorous plants is that they usually grow in a soil deficient of what? Nitrogen. Do you understand? So to make up that nitrogen deficiency, they need to what? They need to obtain that nitrogen from what? From insects. Do you understand? What are the examples of these carnivorous plants? Pitcher plant, Venus flytrap is another example. Abi, bladderwort, Abi, another one is sundew. So they have all their trap. Someone asked me, not in this place, quite all right. Asked me one question: Can the thing swallow someone? I said because you've not seen it. It's very small, sure you know. It's very very small. So when it captures insects, it secretes an enzyme that digests the what? Insect, while it takes the what? Finished product. That is the nitrogen, and replenish itself. That is for the carnivorous what? Plant. And you know that they may ask you another question in insectivorous nutrition, right? Insectivorous nutrition is under carnivorous nutrition, right? Then, but what is insectivorous nutrition? Whereby organism feeds on what? Insect. Abi, what are the examples of these organisms that can exhibit insectivorous nutrition? Praying mantis is an example. Which other one? Lizard, is it part of it? Spider is another example. Do you understand? Of insectivorous what? Animal, right? Okay. So please, let's write this one down and move down to business. So, Most plants, right? Most plants that are known carnivores, most plants that are known carnivores feeds on insects. Feeds on insects. Feeds on insects. This is as a result of growing in a soil deficient of nitrogen. This is as a result of growing in a soil deficient of nitrogen. Deficient of nitrogen. So to make up for the deficiency, to make up of the nitrogen deficiency, they derive the element from the insects. They derive nitrogen from the insects they trap. Okay. Example of carnivorous plant. Example of carnivorous plant. The first one is Venus what? Fly trap. Venus fly trap. The second one is bladderwort. Bladderwort. The third one is what? Pitcher plant. We have the last one. Sundew. We have a lot of them, Shabo. I think this is the common one we know. Sundew. Then you put ETC. So reproductive system in animal. So I think we should put a flowering plant. Okay, are we done with the list? Are we done with the list now? Okay, so let's go to the next topic. Reproductive system in flowering what? Plants. Okay, so now let's go back to taxonomy in kingdom plantae. Remember that the kingdom plantae is divided into Talophyta, Bryophyta, and what? Tracheophyta, right? Then under the Talophyta, they are all algae, right? But have different colors. The ones that are known red algae are classified under Rhodophyta, Abi. The ones that are green algae are classified under what? Chlorophyta. And the brown algae is classified into what? Phaeophyta. Then we move down to the Bryophyta, which we have a lot of example. The Salvinia species, we have the Funaria hygrometrica and the rest. Do you understand? But this the truth is that I taught this last year, and I know the reason why. Because the topic is voluminous. I think it took us 1 month and to finish that one topic. And I will tell you that I think it's part of the hardest topic in biology. After, then you start meeting the like of ecology. Ecology, the beginning is sweet. Till you get to what? Nigerian biomes. And the biomes of the world. Someone was asking me the last time I came to the class that he's confused. How can I know where Imo stands? Whether Imo is in tropical rainforest or whether Kwara State is there, and that. I said the only way you can do it is not by looking at the diagram. It's by bringing out the biomes of Nigeria and start listing what? Start listing the states that is under. That's what you would do. Without it, I think in confusion except if you have that genius what? Genius like brain. You can just capture it with your eye and you are okay. But I think that's the only way you can do it. After listing it out, you can use an acronym. You know what I taught you in hierarchy of classification. King Philip came over to blah, blah, blah. Then someone was asking me in marine zone, what am I going to do? That is very difficult to what? To memorize from the highest to the lowest. It's very easy. Still use the same thing. You understand? It makes studying easier for you. But I will tell you the way forward is to use acronym to represent it. And I've told you sometimes that your brain works faster when you are having fun, right? That's why your romantic novel. What happened? Why? How far now? You can, as you are reading, you are not thinking of memorizing the characters. But as you finish that novel, you already know all the characters. You know the protagonist, you know the most romantic person inside there, right? When it comes to football, do you write down the names of the footballers in your club and start memorizing them? No. As time goes on, it gets to your subconscious mind, right? So mostly associate whatever you are reading with what? Life events. Let's continue. Now, we get down to the tracheophyta. Okay, sorry, the bryophyta. We have the class muscae. We have the hepatica and the anteserotophyta as the subdivision of what? Bryophyte. Abi? Then we now have the last list of the kingdom Plantae, tracheophyta. Tracheophyta is divided into pteridophyta and what? Spermatophyta. For the newcomers, pteridophyta and what? Spermatophyta. Pteridophyta doesn't have any subdivision. It is under spermatophyta. And the spermatophyta is divided into how many? Two. The gymnosperm and the angiosperm, right? Now, our emphasis will be mostly on the angiosperm. Why? Because under the gymnosperm, when I was explaining the characteristics of gymnosperm and angiosperm, I told you that the gymnosperm bears naked what? Seeds. Abi? They bear naked seed, and meaning that they are non-flowering what? Plants. Abi? So, anytime we are talking about reproductive system in flowering plants, we are actually putting our heads on what? Angiosperm. Do you understand? Now, angiosperm are known to be what? Flowering plants. Just like human, if you ask reproductive system, we have the female reproductive system and the male reproductive system. But their own is flower parts. Okay? So, at the end of this class, you are going to learn a lot of things. Do you understand? We will know about the floral part of a flower. We will also know different terminologies in reproductive system of flowering plants. Do you understand? Because JAMB most times may not ask which of the following is not the female part, although they usually ask. But that is very easy. They may go into dash is a peduncle. Have you heard of peduncle? Have you heard of inflorescence? Even epipetalous flower. They have lot and lot of the terminology we need to explain. Do you understand? And why this topic is going to look a little bit abstract is because we don't have actual good garden in Enugu here. I don't think we have a garden in Enugu. Where you can have a good garden is Port Harcourt and Lagos State, but Enugu here, even beach, our beach is not beaching at all. I think he's Ahuke own self. Okay, reproductive system in flowering plants. Like, we are going to look at the diagram first. So we are going to draw the diagram, label, then before we continue, okay? So this is a typical part of a flower. Okay, so what do we call this part? Hey, Jesus. We call this stigma. We call this anther. We call this part what? Style. We call it style. But this part is what we call the petals. We have the pedicel or the flower stalk. Then we have the receptacle down here. Receptacle. Then we have the sepals. We have the sepals. We have the ovule. And we have the ovary. So this is the typical diagram of a what? Flower. Please, let's draw. Be fast, Biko. Be fast. Be fast. All right, I think we are done. So, kifa kana ese bikon. Okoso si answer na board kun ese. Abi you are drawing another thing. That I say you should draw fast doesn't mean you should draw rubbish on that paper. Some people's diagram is not looking like flower. It's not looking like flower. For don't have a bucket. Okwana code. Yes. Motor inside as a BP still inside motor. Are we done? Please, let me tell you something. I know at least 80% here are going to write JAMB. But one thing you should know is JAMB, I have been saying this even last year, that JAMB will never bring out easy questions for you, just like I said. And even when the class is lively, is your village person. Do you understand? And the worst of worst is that when we are not saying something serious, you are awake. But once we start saying something serious, you start sleeping. That is, your village person or village people, they are very strong on your head. All the things, like I said, everything you are doing should be your studies. I always tell people that you have more time after JAMB. In fact, you might even stay at home 8 months before you enter university. I'm not joking. Check from April after exam. Run it down to December. Do you know that the last year student, they are still preparing to go to university? They have not entered though. Some have entered. That's what I'm saying. But at least you'll be counting from 7, 8 months to stay at home. So you have an ample of time to do what? To waste. Just these 3 months, a symbol, now I cannot come and what? Kill myself. You know, that's the slogan you use in deceiving yourself. I cannot come and kill myself. At least that slogan helps you to calm you down so that you continue with your rubbish. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, especially in biology, read in between lines. I've said this time without number. When you get your textbook and you see an ambiguous word and you don't know how to pronounce it, bring it up. We will help you. Don't jump and pass. That is where JAMB will ask their questions. Although we don't have much time, I could have said, okay, if you have which topic do you think in biology that any place I ask you can answer? You choose your own, and I will tell you still face some of them. You understand? So these people know your what? Know your weakness. They know that, go kata, there are some ambiguous words in biology you will see. You see, after all, I've been reading 80% of this topic. That is where they are going to ask their questions. And that's just the truth. It's just like when you look at classes of food, you see that the topic is very easy, right? But where they will fix their head, my God, where they will fix their head is from where? From that vitamins. You understand? The deficiency of vitamin, because the deficiency is a kind of confusing. That is the first one. And another thing is another name for those vitamins. They may ask you deficiency of, the cause of this is dash. They will not write it vitamin B12 or B2. They will start writing it in their other name. And that is where the problem starts. I've seen a question, which of the following is not a carnivore? My dear, they will not put lion there. I've said this before. Those things you know that are carnivores, they will not. Praying mantis looks as if it is a herbivore, but it's not herbivore, right? It's a carnivore. They'll put it there so that when you go there, you start asking yourself, and some people comes as far as saying that JAMB, they perform this negative marking. But it's a big lie. It's still inside your textbook. Those ones you jump and what? Pass. That is where they ask their questions. If I ask you, do you prefer WIEC theory and JAMB objective? Which one are you going to choose? WIEC theory, Abi, because WIEC is straightforward. WIEC can ask you which of the following is not 6 classes of food. They will write stone there. You choose stone because it's not 6 classes of food, Abi. But JAMB will come and give you 2 words, 2 options that looks alike in our condition exam hall. Do you understand? So for you to answer their question, you need to read in between lines. Do you understand? Especially for those of you that want to have enter medicine and surgery, pharmacy, medical lines and health sciences and also all that. You need to what? Fix yourself very well. I'm not saying that should go and relax. Don't relax. At least what you'll be aiming at is what? 300 and above. You understand? There is a way you have score. You can tell all the university do your what? Worse. Yes. But then when they score again. Put that thing on silent. On silent. Oh, no, go for that. Go there silent in corner. So you can tell them do their worst. But then when they score, you're gonna catch up with steady. You'll be going to church. I have to this thing cut off my copy. You understand? And I don't want a situation where you'll be asking us, Uncle, can we use? Which science course can I go with 140? I don't like that question. Because I will refer you back to your uni-home. Uni-home, whether you have 0, 1, 2, they will accept you wholeheartedly. But there is a lot, not all. Well, it will not start coming with insults. You understand? Insult as the admission entry fee. Okay. And that's where they will intensify their courses there. Like washing plate 101, we increase. Open and you give 5 for side, where you get 10. But if you want to do yourself good, make sure you read. You have time to spend. In fact, there will be a time after this jam. I know some of them. And most of the time after jam, they still come back here because boredom ebugo hanono. So why not use the remaining time? I think this is not up to 4 months again now. Your jam exam is on April, and January is already ending. Before you close your eyes and open, February, Otilo. Do you understand? So what you should do for yourself is start reading. There's one person that came out and asked me, which part of topics can I read in biology? I said, the know how come was you will see questions from genetics, whether you like it or not. You see genetics, Egoria, you must actually see questions from there. Go from the first, when they started jam, your past question to the last, you always see genetics there. At least 2 or 3 questions. They like genetics, I don't know why. You understand? Another part that you see questions is from what? Variation too. You understand? If they see that their question is becoming too easy for last year, that probably you people have learned what they are doing. How ecology. And when they fix ecology for you, and they go there, you understand? And if they start seeing that people have started knowing what they are doing when it comes to mode of nutrition, they enter scientific names. They enter scientific name. You think last year when I was calling scientific, I want to show you that I know it. No. You need it, whether you like it or not. Which of the following is not a herbivore? They started explaining Felis domestica. I think when I remember the year, I will tell you. Felis domestica, this. If you don't know the scientific name, a dia. And it's a very easy question if they wrote the options in their nickname. So what I'm saying this is, whatever, in fact, obu no like you like activity, you can make it activity after the what? After jam. Ika agoge. You say one no film, you like DSTV, Go TV. That's when you start knowing that Go TV always repeats movies and the rest. You understand? You must get tired. You understand? It's important to visit your aunties and they're outside. If you see them, wait not 3 months, they say, okay, now see finish, I've started. You understand? So now is the time for you to face your what? Your book. I think they have been saying this all the time. So let me not waste my time on this. If you like, fix yourself. It's your own exam. But I'll be happy seeing 310, 320, and the rest. You understand? Any university, Tolaka, you understand? They will give it to you. Even any course. I think medicine and surgery last year was actually, I think, 310, Abi? 14. 310. For the general cutoff mark, 314 might be for encatchment area now. You know, if they give you the general cutoff mark, Imo State, they will give them their own cutoff. And the rest. Okay, let's continue, please. So, reproductive system in flowering plants. This is the diagram, the structure of what? The flower. Just a sketch. Hello, listen, please. Listen. A flower means a reproductive organ of angiosperm where what? Where embryo is formed after what? Fertilization. Do you understand? Now, we need to look at the various parts of this reproductive system of plants. Now, they are called the floral what? Parts. Do you understand? The part of a flower is called what? Floral part. And there are 4 in number. What are the 4 floral parts of a flower? The first one is the calyx. The second one is the corolla. The third one is the gynecium. The last one is the androecium. The androecium. So this is the 3 floral parts. The first one is the calyx, corolla, gynecium, the androecium. These are the 4 floral parts that we have. So after listing these and after explaining writing, we go into terms in what? In flowers. So that if they ask you questions from this flower, you can be able to answer them. Now let's look at this. What is the calyx? The calyx is made up of 3 to 5 sepals. Hello. 3 to 5 what? Sepals. I don't know if you have been, looking at trees. You observe something that looks like this, greenish in color, like this, before the flowers start coming out. That is the calyx. Now, what is, the sepal, which is under the calyx? Now, what is the work of the sepal? The work of the sepal is to protect the flower during the what? Budding stage. Do you understand? At this point, if you open it, you will start seeing some colors inside, Abby. That is the flower, the immature flower inside. So during the budding stage, the calyx helps to protect the flower from what? Mechanical injury and the invasion of what? Parasites. You understand? So that is the work of the calyx. But if you look at the color of the calyx, it is greenish in color, right? That means there is presence of what? Chlorophyll. So calyx can also undergo the reaction of what? Photosynthesis. That is for the calyx. How many sepals does a calyx, typical calyx, have? 3 to what? 5. 3 to 5 what? Sepals. So what are the functions? 2 functions. The first one is to what? Protects the what? Jesus. What are you guys saying? It protects the what? During budding what? Stage. The second one is that it produces food, or we can say that it can undergo the reaction of what? Photosynthesis. These are the two functions of calyx. Then let's enter corolla. Corolla. What is the work of corolla? Corolla is made up of 4 to 10 petals. 4 to what? 10 petals. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mean that flower is a sign of gift to Nigerians. I can say you're supposed to know how many flowers smells. You understand? You know the Abroadians, the white people, they cherish flower. You understand? They cherish flower according to the value. If you bring a flower, say, I love this. Don't try to give it to. They will look at you and say, do I look like a herbivore to you? Okay, so, well, it's not a sign of gift, you understand? And I can tell you most solemnly that I think Nigerian girls don't like flowers. They don't accept flowers. Not all. Hey, make it in money. I have heard that one right now. You see it. I've been waiting for that response. Make it in money, Abi. How will you buy a flower of 20,000? Why can't you just give the 20,000? But no, if it is an American woman, I say, wow, I love this flower. But if it's a Nigerian girl, would you go to Gonaba? Naloganya Megani Bagote. Yes. My guy, when he was ready to marry, and he was, looking for who to what. Yes. He saw one girl, he said, Oga, and I want to present a gift to this girl. Can you follow me? I say, what kind of gift, please? Or Simona, no other flower. 25,000 from Jumia. I say, oh God, this is a bad idea. I said, what type of movie do you watch, Seth, Oga? It seems the Z word or Telemundo. Eh? I said, if you are not my guy, I'm not going to follow you. I don't want to be disgraced. I know they will disgrace you directly, but I'll follow suit. He said what? No, don't worry. They will cherish she will cherish it. I said, no problem. But what will happen is that as you are walking at the front, I'm at the back. That if a man can use 1-2 step behind and what? Chioma Jongwa. You understand? So we went there. Boy. I was 3 steps away from him. You understand? Guess what? I said, Jesus Christ. He brought out the flower. The girl, video going to. As she's looking at him, I am putting 1, 2, 3 steps backwards. Do I look like a herbivore? And don't you what they call go science? Do I look like a herbivore? Do I chew? What is the meaning of this? And the guy even know the prices of the flower. You wasted the money on this? I'm asking also now. He called me on phone, said, I went to go and urinate, okay? And I came back, I didn't see a So these flowers, we have different types of flowers. We have the sun flowers, Abi. We have the hibiscus flower. What is the color of the petals of hibiscus flower? Red and Jesus. Somewhere see yellow. What is the color of morning glory? Nothing is not white. I think it's off-white. It's not white. Okay, let's continue, please. So the corolla is made up of 4 to 10 what? Petals. And what is the work of the petals? The petal is highly scented. Do you understand? It had good scent. And also, it is brightly what? Colored. Do you understand? So, we can call these petals the pollinators. Why? Because they attract agent of what? Pollination. Do you understand? It is the smell from these particular petals that attracts the bees. Do you understand? They butterfly them to come to the what? Flower. Abi now. And at the point of these activities of this insect inside the flower, they actually will transfer the anther to the what? Transfer the pollen grain from anther to the what? To the stigma. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So that is the work of the corolla to attract agent of what? Pollination. Do you understand? And if you watch the ones that uses animal what? Pollination, you can observe that they have a good and well-scented what? Petals. Do you understand? You know the colors. The colors of these petals are very, very what? Fine and attracting. Okay, so let's continue, please. Now we already know the petals, the work. It acts as pollinator. What of the sepals? What is the work of the sepals? For protection, Abi? Protection of what? Of the flower during the what? Budding stage. Abi? That is the second part of the what? Part of the flower. The third one is the gynecium. The gynecium, just like the name implies, gynecium. You know gynecology, is anything guy? Is for female. I don't know why female uses our name anyway, especially when they have pension. Let's continue. So now when we talk about the gynecium is the female part of a what? Flower that consists of the stigma, style, ovary, and what? Ovule. Do you understand? We have the first one as what? Stigma, style, ovary, and what? Ovule. What is the work of the stigma? The stigma, most of the stigma is very wide, so as to what? Collect pollen grain. Some of them are sticky. Do you understand? And what is the work of the style? The style is a tube that connects the stigma, the outside, to the what? To the ovule. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is a pathway for the growth of what? The pollen tube. Do you understand what I'm saying now? That is the work of the what? The style. Then the next one is the ovule. The ovule is the female gamete of a what? Flower. Just like we have in male gamete of a human is what? Sperm cell, Abi. Okay, so then the female one is what? The ova or what? Or the egg, right? Okay, so now, what is the work of the ovary? The ovary protects the what? The ovule. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So that's the gynecium. So the gynecium can also be called the carpel or what? The pistil. We call it the carpel or what? The pistil. Remember this. Don't forget. I said they are also called what? The carpel or the what? The pistil. We move to the last one, the androecium. The androecium. So what is the androecium? The male part of a what? Flower. And it is made up of the filament and the what? I didn't write the filament. So put this, please. The filament and what? The anther. That is the makeup of the androecium, which is the male part of the flower. The filament and the anther. Now, what is the work of the filament? The work of the filament is to anchor the anther or place it in position necessary for what? Pollination. Do you understand? Why at the tip of the filament lies a what? A bulgy structure called the what? The anther. The anther is a site for production of what? Pollen grain. Do you understand? The pollen what? Grain. But let's continue, Sha. How many of you have seen a pollen grain now? Flower. It looks like a dusty yellow structure, right? From a flower. That is a pollen grain. So, other part of a flower, after the floral part are called the essential part of a what? Flower. Remember, the floral part are called what? The essential part of a flower, especially the reproductive part, which is the gynoecium and the androecium. But the non-essential part, we have the pedicel. So what is the work of the pedicel? To host the flower to the branch of the plant, abi? Then the next one is the receptacle. The receptacle is just the base that holds the four floral what? Parts. Is there another one that we are missing? No. So I think we have to write. If you have any question to ask, please ask. Ask your question. If you have any question to ask, ask. Okay, let's write, please. Let us write. Reproduction in angiosperm. Reproduction in angiosperm occur. Reproduction in angiosperm occur in its organ known as the flower. In its organ known as the flower. In its organ known as the flower. A flower is a reproductive organ that facilitates it's a reproductive organ that facilitates fertilization of gametes. That facilitates fertilization of gametes in a form of pollination. In a form of pollination. That facilitates fertilization of gametes in a form of what? Pollination. There are four floral parts of a flower such as. There are four floral parts of a flower such as. There are four floral parts of a flower such as. Then list this thing out before we explain. Such as. List all of them out. Such as. Are we good to go? A, the calyx. B, corolla. C, gynoecium. D, androecium. So these are the four floral parts. The four floral parts. The four floral parts. Okay, let's take calyx as subheading. Let's take calyx as subheading. It is made up of 3 to 5 sepals. It is made up of 3 to 5 sepals. It is made up of 3 to 5 sepals. That is seen below. That is seen below a flower. That is seen below a flower. That is seen below a flower. Full stop. Can we write? The sepals are green. The sepals are green in color. The sepals are green in color because they contain chlorophyll. Because they contain chlorophyll. Because they contain chlorophyll that can undergo the reaction of photosynthesis. 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 Are we good to go? Okay. Full stop. It serves as a protective structure. It serves as a protective structure. It serves as a protective structure of a flower during its budding stage. It serves as a protective structure of a flower during its budding stage. During its budding stage. During its budding stage. Full stop. Corolla. Corolla. Not corona. Corolla. This is made up of 4 to 10 petals. This is made up of 4 to 10 petals. This is made up of 4 to 10 petals. Full stop. They are brightly colored. They are brightly colored and sometimes well scented. And sometimes well scented. The scent and the bright color helps to attract. The scent and bright color helps to attract agent of pollination. Helps to attract agent of pollination. Helps to attract agent of pollination. Agent of pollination. In other words, they act as the pollinator. 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 Full stop. They act as the pollinator. Full stop. Let's go over to androgen. Sorry, gynation. The gynation. The gynation. The gynation. The gynation It is the female part of a flower. It is the female part of a flower that consists of the stigma. It is the female part of a flower that consists of the stigma, style, that consists of the stigma, style, ovule and ovary, that consists of the stigma, style, ovule and ovary. They are collectively called pistil or carpel. 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 Full stop. They are collectively called pistil or carpel. Full stop. You know how you are numbering, but that number should be under what? Gynoecium. So we are going to look at, okay, we are doing it as subheading, right? Then let us write A, stigma. Stigma A. Stigma A. This is the outermost part of the gynoecium. This is the outermost part of the gynoecium. This is the outermost part of the gynoecium that can be feathery, very wide, or sticky. Feathery, feather. Wide and or what? Sorry, or sticky, depending on the type of flower. Depending on the type of flower. Depending on the type of flower. It helps to hold the anther. Sorry, it helps to hold the pollen grain. It helps to hold the pollen grain. It helps to hold the pollen grain in position during its growth. 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 Full stop. Okay, let's go to the next one. That is B. B is style. B is style. B is style. Let's go to B. B, style. It is a long tube that connects the ovary to the stigma. It is a long tube that connects the stigma to the ovary. It is a long tube that connects the stigma to the ovary and serve as a pathway for the growth of pollen tube and serve as a pathway for the growth of pollen tube and serve as a pathway for the growth of pollen tube and serve as a pathway for the growth of pollen tube. We go over to the ovary. Ovule, sorry. Ovule. Ovule. The one with U-L-E-O. Ovule. It is the female gamete of a plant. It is the female gamete of a plant. It is the female gamete of a plant. It is the female gamete of a plant which is directly involved during fertilization. 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 Full stop. Then the last one is the ovary. That's the ovary. 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 It protects. It protects the ovary. Sorry, it protects the ovule. It protects the ovule. It protects the ovule against mechanical injury. It protects the ovule against mechanical injury and invasion of pathogens. And invasion of pathogens. And invasion of pathogens. Full stop. An invasion of pathogen. Full stop. Then the last floral part is the androecium. The androecium. Are we good to go? It is the male part of a flower. It is the male part of a flower that has the filament and the anther. It is the male part of a flower that has the filament and the anther. That has the filament and the anther. It can also be called the stamen. 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 Full stop. Let's look at the filament A. A filament. A filament. A filament. Are we good to go? It is a slender structure. It is a slender structure that holds the anther in position. That holds the anther in position. That holds the anther in position for effective pollination. That holds the anther in position for effective pollination. That holds the anther in position for effective pollination. For effective what? Pollination. The next one is the anther. The anther. Let's go to anther. It is made up of two lobes. It is made up of two lobes and serve as a site. It is made up of two lobes and serve as a site. It is made up of two lobes and serve as a site for production of pollen grain. 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 We'll be ending the class very soon so that your next class will commence. But there's something I want to say. As I was dictating these notes, some of you are not writing. I don't know. I don't know whether I'll call it the act of big boyism or big gayism. I don't know. I don't know why you come to the class, pay for lesson fee, and decide to be moping at me as if I'm a masquerade without writing what you're supposed to write. I don't know. I don't know why I'm too concerned, because I'm supposed not to look at you. But let me tell you one thing. A jilo guy amotagene akwụkwọ. And I can say this time without number. A jilo guy amota akwụkwọ. You understand? Whenever you are inside this class, drop that your shoulder pad that you have raised so high. Do you understand? Drop it aside. Come here, learn. It's none of our business. Do you understand? But you feel the note is not important. Your first year is coming. I usually say this. Your first year is coming, where lecturer will enter and never care whether you write or he teach or he lectures or not. That is when your head will fill with what? Research. I've told you a lecturer can walk inside and give you just what? The topic. The next thing that will come out of his mouth is, we will meet in the what? Exam hall. And you dare not say, Sir Makawai. You know the way you are free to talk to me, you dare not say Makawai. You may not be 4 years graduate. You may not graduate that 4 years again. It may take you 5 to 6. You enjoy more in school. Some will tell me that it is my right. I say no. You are in Nigeria. Behave like a what? Nigerian. Do whatever you're supposed to do and work out. Because you may submit petition against him or her. Onwezi ko bu no onye submit la akwụkwọ bu onye ya na the party like this. Your result efuo. You understand? Inaju, I will kill everybody here because they know that you are just like a normal dog that is barking. You can't do anything. Why I'm saying this is the only place you are going to enjoy the grace where a teacher stands and look at you and say, why are you not copying notes? In that university, if you lie, don't come out to the lecture room. Nobody will ever call you and ask you, have fun now. Nigga and not. Is when the result come out, there are different types of F. You understand? There are different types of F in the university. You can have this one. This one is fair. They know that you are nearer to pass. All of them are FO, but they want to tell other students that it that one yelanya. F. A man and called the key about 2/100. You understand? So why I'm saying this is, I don't know. Copying the note is important because as you are copying, you are reading. That's it. But some of you decide, I don't know. Some of you be bar, especially the guys say, well, again, 20 lists, baggy. When I lose your bar, I don't know. Some of you go as far as to hide it inside your boxer so that your street people will not see that you are reading. I don't know. We that are actually running our masters, that carries our book like as if it is our what? Our family. What to talk of you that have not entered university? What will not happen? I don't know what you are hiding, Seth. I don't know what you are hiding. See, pride can destroy a lot of things for you. I will tell you, pride can make you feel you have arrived, but you have not arrived. Pride can even make you feel you know, but you don't know. Pride can even make your destiny helper call you his destiny helper. You understand? Humble yourself and read. You understand? Even if you are going to mellow yourself down to the last drop, make sure you pass your exam. The only thing people will remember after that your foolishness is what? No, 300 and what? 20. That's the only thing they will remember. They will not remember you understand? Pride will not lead you anywhere. Eh? And I think at the juncture, we call it a day. See you guys when I see you.